5 things you didn't know about the facts of life. Next on Retro Serial. Hey everyone, welcome to Retro Serial. I'm your host, Ian C. The Facts of Life premiered on NBC in 1979 and ran until 1988. It had an impressive 9 seasons and 201 episodes to its credit. Facts of Life is a spin-off of Different Strokes, where Mrs. Garrett, who is a housekeeper for the Drummond family, decides to take a job as a caretaker or a house mother, and then eventually a dietitian, actually, for the fictional Eastland, which is an all-girls school. Mrs. Garrett mainly supervises Blair, Joe, Natalie, and Tootie, who weekly find themselves in compromising, difficult, but hilarious situations that often need to be resolved with the help of Mrs. G. And while you might have already known all of that, here are 5 things about the facts of life that you might not know. But before we get that, please do me the honor of subscribing to this channel and hitting that like button on this video and share it on your favorite social media. Those things right there are free for you to do, and they mean the world to us here at Retro Serial. If you want to go a step above and become a supporter of Retro Serial, you're welcome to do that. There are a few ways you can give. Follow the links below to either the Patreon page, or you can just give a one-time donation on Venmo. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get to our 5 facts. Coming in at number 5, the radical change in cast. Most everyone knows that the Facts of Life had a significant cast change after season 1. Too many to name here, really, but probably most notably was Molly Ringwald, who played Molly, and she was one of those who were let go after season 1, but you might not know why this change. Well, the simple truth of the matter is there were too many stories to follow, and quite frankly, all the stories of all these girls could kind of be compressed into the Blair character. I mean, after all, you're dealing with an all-girls boarding school, upper rich class, and so everything that they could go through could really be summarized with the character of Blair. But you can't just have Blair there on her own. So in season 2, Joe was introduced, who was kind of the opposite. She was more of a tomboy, so that they had some things to play off of each other. The 2 younger cast members were kept. 2 younger characters, Tootie and Natalie, were kept because they wanted to also address some of the younger things that girls were going through. And they could summarize that in those 2 characters as well. Now, I actually feel bad for those girls who got let go, because no one wants to get fired from a job. But personally speaking, I think it was a good call. If you do watch season 1, it is very, let's just say, a little bit too out there, too hard to follow, too many different stories. And I think they were right on cutting that down and kind of summarizing that in one character, bringing in the Joe character to play off of that one character, and then keeping the 2 younger characters as well. But I want to know what you think. Did you like season 1? Do you think they should have kept that cast? Do you think it would have worked out? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Coming in at number 4, Your Changing Body and Mine. The Facts of Life follows 4 girls, some of them in their early teens and some of them in their mid to late teens. But as a result, they grew and changed over time, and fans noticed this change. And not all people were kind about it at all. Some people actually wrote in and complained because, let's say that each one of these girls went through their heavier stages on film. And the show was actually at one time dubbed cruelly as the Fats of Life. Now, these fan letters that came in and some hate mail that came in didn't go unnoticed by the cast members, and actually affected some of them pretty drastically. The person who was affected most was Kim Fields, who played Tootie, who was really hired at quite a young age. She was hired at the age of 9 to play a 12-year-old, and so she went through some very significant changes. And the hate mail or the creeper mail that came in was a little spooky at times for her, and it really did, as I said, affect her the most. So this just goes to prove that you don't have to have the internet to be mean and to be a jerk. Coming in at number 3, issues on a very special episode. Devotees of the channel will know that I am fond of pointing out that 80s, particularly 80s sitcom, was very issue-driven. I guess the executives wanted us Gen Xers and the people who were latchkey kids and raised around TV to know a few things, and what better way to help us learn about these things than through the magic of television. The Facts of Life was no exception to this rule. The Facts of Life addressed many of these issues, namely the issue of illiteracy. In Season 5, Episode 5, What Price Glory, we all discover that Tootie's boyfriend can't read. It's important. You need to be able to read. It's important then, and it's important now. We also must not forget the issue of treating people who are differently abled with respect and kindness. Jerry Jewell, who appeared in the 2nd season on an episode called Cousin Jerry and ultimately appeared in 12 episodes over the 9-season run. She was on and they addressed issues regarding differently abled people. And you must not forget that drug abuse was also addressed on The Facts of Life in Season 1, Episode 1, titled Dope. Don't worry, none of them got addicted to heroin, none of them got addicted to marijuana. It was all resolved within 21 minutes at the end of the half hour, 21 to 23 minutes. I want to know what your favorite episode was resolving issues. Do you remember maybe perhaps another issue on The Facts of Life that I didn't get to here? Well, if you do, please leave it in the comment section below. And coming in at number 2, unsuccessful spin-offs. The Facts of Life had 2 potential spin-offs which were ultimately turned down. One of them which would have starred David Spade and Richard Greco, and another one which would have starred Mayim Bialik, Seth Green, and Juliette Lewis. Both of these were results of episodes on The Facts of Life. In Season 9, an episode titled Big Apple Blues sees Mindy Cohen's character Natalie traveling to the Big Apple only to be mugged and meeting some eccentric characters, and that show would have been kind of her journey away from everybody else and into the Big Apple, along with David Spade and Richard Greco. As I've already mentioned, that one got turned down. The latter of the 2, starring Mayim Bialik, sorry for messing that name up, Seth Green and Juliette Lewis, was a result of the 2-part season finale, The Beginning of the End and The Beginning of the Beginning, in which Eastland is having some financial troubles, and the plot is that Blair buys Eastland and kind of takes over as headmaster and makes Eastland a co-ed school with Mayim, Seth, and Juliette Lewis all being kind of new students. Well, I don't know if the spin-offs would have been good or not good. However, as many of you know, I'm a huge David Spade fan, and so I would have loved to have seen David Spade in this role. So that's a spin-off I would have really liked to have seen. What about you? Do you think that these spin-offs would have been any good? Do you remember these episodes? If you do remember these episodes and you remember these kind of spin-off kind of characters, please let me know in the comment section below, and let me know if these spin-off ideas get a yay from you or a nay. And coming in at number 1, original title and more. We all know Facts of Life by that title, Facts of Life, but did you know that the original title was going to be called Garrett's Girls. I want to know if you like the change in title, or do you think if Garrett's Girls would have worked better? I personally do like Facts of Life better than Garrett's Girls, but quite honestly, it wouldn't have made a huge difference to me if it was called Garrett's Girls instead of Facts of Life. Upon reflection, leaving that at the #1 spot seems a little bit anticlimactic, so here's what I am going to do for you. When you have, and I'm going to do this kind of off script here, so just forgive me, we're going to roll with it. When you have a sitcom and you're doing a 5 Things You Didn't Know and you have multiple characters on it, it's almost like you want to do something for each one of the characters, but then it would end up being like 10 or 12 things you didn't know about it. And so I tried to compress it down to in each fact something that encompassed the whole type of sitcom. But with that said, let me go down the line. Okay, so Mrs. Garrett, obviously, Charlotte Rae, that's your fact about her. But let's go down the line and give you just kind of bonus facts about this. So you're not just getting 5 facts, you're going to get some bonus facts under the subheading that this is going to be called Garrett's Girls, you know, really kind of more featuring Charlotte Rae. Bonus fact #1, Lisa Welch tried out for the Monica character on Friends, but she was turned down for Courtney Cox. Fact #2, Joe's character was based off of the Fonz. They actually wanted a Fonzie kind of character. Fact #3, the Mindy character is the only one in the whole series where they address the issue of losing your virginity. And the bonus fact #4 is those roller skates that Tootie wore during season 1 wasn't just kind of a character gimmick. It was actually because she was really young and they wanted to make her look taller, and so they gave her roller skates. Now, with a show like this that had a lot of seasons and a lot of episodes, there are all kinds of facts that you can look up online. What's your favorite fact that I missed? And which one of these 5 facts that you like the best? Leave it in the comment section below. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of Retro Serial. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Did I mention that? Share this. If you want to donate to the program, please follow the links below where you can make your donations. And with all that said, you've been watching Retro Serial. I'm Ian C. We'll see you on another episode.